Guys, chapter 1022 out today. If you haven't checked that, as always, before we get into this, go ahead, read that, come back when you're ready, because it's going down now. I mean, it was always going down. It's been going down. I think since chapter 117, right? Because we kind of slowed down a bit after we left the rooftop. Yeah, there was action, but we kind of slowed down. But now, since 118, 117, we've been picking back up, and it's beautiful. It's glorious. Did anyone notice Panda Man at the end of the chapter? But not the regular Panda Man, like a Panda Smile Man. Or a Smile Panda Man. Smile Panda Man sounds like a command. Panda Smile Man. Yeah, at the end of the chapter. Also, I looked at the cover story today, and that just looked like, I just looked at that, and I'm like, I mean, I know it's a request, but when you look at that and you think, this is Luffy's Grand Fleet, who play hide and seek. It just reinforces everything about Luffy and, how he's just so unorthodox about everything. Even his Grand Fleet is not the orthodox Grand Fleet of pirates who are scary and treacherous and all these things. No, these guys play hide and seek. I'm sorry, you can't be afraid of little dwarves that play hide and seek. I'm not saying that they're not strong, but hide and seek, my guy. Anyway, let's get into this chapter and actually everything that goes on. Like, subscribe, and for spoilers, chapter 1022. So, we start this chapter kind of like taking stock of the situation, everything that's going on, the fact that the six, Toby Roppo, yep, the Flying Six, they're down. Of course, Drake changed sides, so he's not counted anymore. It's kind of like Flying Five now. They're all finished. There were questions as to who's coming back. Is this fight finished? What's going on there, here? Nope, they're all done. Unless somehow one of them manages back at the end, unless they have like a plot point right at the end of the arc or fight and they get back up, they're all done, it seems. So we're moving on from here. And now when it says the stars take the stage, I thought we were getting to the All-Stars, but no. There's also other fights, right? Because, it's easy to just look at the Toby Roppo, say the All-Stars, and that's it. But we forget there's people like Fukurokuju and Raizo, and that's what we see. And Raizo, being so gullible, Raizo reminded me of Luffy here. Raizo in this moment, when Fukurokuju says the line to draw him out, it's kind of like when Luffy jumped out of the cake, and there are all these Luffys, and they're like, where's Luffy? And they're like, of course he's not gonna answer. And then Luffy's like, right here. That's what this reminded me of. So, yeah, Raizo, I don't know how he managed. But yeah, Raizo does Shadow Clone Jutsu. And, yeah, he's basically fighting Fukurokuju, who I think also has a Devil Fruit, which allows him to control his earlobes? I don't know, I feel like it could be more than just earlobes, but, we have Jacket Fruit, so anything's possible. In fact, this seems like, I feel like Devil Fruits at this point are like quirks from My Hero, right? You can have great ones, and then you can have the really obscure, useless ones. So, yeah, this is one of those. This is just one of those things. But yeah, these guys talk about the fact that, what is this? Fukurokuju says they're too emotional, and Raizo's like, yo, we already died. We're here as ghosts because of our emotions and our bonds. Which I think is really interesting, because then we see pictures of all of the scabbards. And really, I think the takeaway message from here is that, for me at least, it seems like everything that looks like it's happening is happening. People who are going down are going down. People who are dying are dying. I'm inclined to even believe Ashura Doji is dead, looking at the pool of blood he's been sitting in all this time. Is that Snow? Is he outside? But yeah, Ashura Doji is sitting in the pool of blood. Kinemon got impaled. Kiku and Kanjuro are just on the... Actually, we don't see Kanjuro in this one, but Kiku is just lying there on the floor as well in the blood, smiling, actually. Smiling. And the rest of them, of course, they are still at it. But all these little fights happen. We also get to see a bit of the Hawkins and Killer situation. And it seems that, for some reason, Hawkins has Kid as a straw man. Now, I suspected this the moment he's like, oh, who I have standing in for my life. But I'm interested because I thought that, oh, maybe this happened, when they were going to be part of the same alliance. There we go. And, maybe, it's kind of like, oh, for me to trust you, let me make a straw man of you guys. And then they're like, yeah, okay, whatever. But it seems like no one knew. Killer didn't know. And Kid was surprised this was happening. You'd think if Kid knew about this, he wouldn't be surprised. Like, oh, someone's probably just attacking Hawkins. That's why I got this. But none of them knew. So it seems that he can secretly make dolls of you, right? Now, of course, I'm pretty sure they are some, what should we say? What's the word again? Prerequisites? Or some things to fulfill before he can actually make them of you. So I'm sure that's why, you wouldn't have a situation in which, why don't you just make one of Kaido and Big Mom, kill Hawkins twice, and that's it. Onigashima done. Bye, let's head out. I think there's probably some stuff, and, somehow he managed to fill that in for Kid, and so he made one. But, it seems that, I've heard talk, right? And I don't support any of the talk, right? But, there's talk about Killer possibly dying. There's talk about Kid possibly dying. Of course, I don't support them. But now this is an interesting situation because it seems like it has to be one or the other. Either, when you look at this on face value, either Killer has to die to make sure that Kid doesn't die, or Killer has to kill Kid to kill Hawkins and then Kid dies. That's what it seems like. And, it got me thinking, if this exact situation happened with the Straw Hats, what would happen, right? If this was Zoro and, Luffy is the one there's a straw man after Luffy, which would be funny because the straw man in a straw hat. But, in that situation, I still feel like Zoro would not kill Luffy. Definitely. I don't think he would. I don't think Killer will try kill, Kid either. But I feel like Zoro's the kind of guy who would take the damage until something can be done to help Luffy. So I don't know. I feel like Killer won't just give up. I don't think Killer will just give up. I mean, at the end of the day, there's always the option that Killer can just run away. If Killer just runs away, then the whole issue is solved. He doesn't need to take attacks from Hawkins. And he doesn't, it's not like Hawkins going to be like, I'm killing myself. Don't run away. That's negotiating with terrorists, right? Because why would you stay in that situation? I know this is like anime, so it might happen, but if someone does that, just say, I would not stay. Even if that's my captain's life on the line, I would not stay because I'm just like, what's stopping him from killing me and then stabbing himself to kill my captain anyway? So, I mean, one of us got to survive at least, right? And I'm in the better position to do that. So, if I can't help you, I'm sorry, I tried everything I could. I really did. I just don't know why I have to die with you. We'll see how it plays out. Killer not in a great position. Kid as well, cause Kid is facing Big Mom and this is going on with him. So, we want to see how this shapes out. But, we get to almost the crux of the chapter. Almost the crux, right? Sanji's trying to fill in for Marco. And it's very clear that Sanji and Marco are just not on the same level. I think that's just something that's been super clear because Sanji's talking about, it's hard keeping both of them, in check. And Marco was doing that. Marco was putting in work, doing all that, and he was doing it well for a while. Sanji hasn't been doing it for nearly as long, and Sanji's out here sweating. So yeah, for all of those interested, yeah, it seems Marco could still do it better than Sanji could. But that doesn't take anything away from Sanji because Sanji's actually still doing it while everyone out here is dying. Anyone else who tries to face them is just dying, and Sanji's somehow managing to keep both of them. Let's just slow both of them down, shall we say. He's slowing both of them down. And, during this, Perospero tries to attack, and we get the setup of Nekomamushi versus Perospero, which is interesting to see how that's going to play out in the end, because I don't think Nekomamushi is someone who will blindly just say, hey, I'm avenging Pedro, if he learns what actually happened, right? I feel like I'm not saying Nekomamushi should just be like, Pedro did this, my bad, I'm so sorry, do what you gotta do, I'm gonna head inside and do what I gotta do, bye. At the very least, I think that, you know, if he finds out what actually happened, he might be like, oh, okay, so I'm not avenging Pedro, but I'm gonna just finish off what Pedro started and actually kill you, okay? I'm just gonna, you know, Pedro wanted to do it and I'm helping a brother out, so yeah, you gotta die anyway. But, yeah, I want to see how that goes on. Less of the fight, more of the conversation around the fight, but also the fight a little bit, because Neko Cat versus Candyman, interesting. But, you know, in the end, Marco was looking bad, looking terrible shape. I did not expect Marco to look like this. I thought Marco would just be like, hey, you know what? I'm done. Catch you guys later. I'm gonna sit on the sidelines now. But Marco's looking bad. But he came back in the end. He came back for a great moment. And I was like, okay, good. Woo, Marco's not looking too badly out of shape here. And he kind of just set the stage for the real All-Stars, right? Which is great because it's kind of like Luffy's All-Stars are now taking the stage from Kaido's All-Stars. So, and Zoro comes back in the end, does his thing, cuts them. And yeah, it seems like this is the matchup. Sanji and Zoro versus King and Queen. Is it Sanji versus Queen while Zoro versus King? Maybe. But that's not exactly set in stone because it seems like King and Queen have been fighting Sanji together, fighting Marco together, fighting everyone together in general, stopping the Strats from going up together. They've been doing stuff together, so I imagine that the fights will, at the very least, be next to each other. If not, it will be probably interchanging, you know, maybe someone blocks here, attacks there, does this here, does that there. It'll be great to see Sanji and Zoro in a team up, so I'm not mad at it. I love it. I'm all for it. I am all for it. But interestingly enough, this last thing, even apart from everything that happened here, that was amazing. The art, the panels, the excitement, like Marco's face when he's just like, I set the stage. King's race. First of all, I don't know, have any of you guys watched Fire Punch? Because when I look at King and I see he's wrapped up and there's just like a little place where the fire's coming out, I think Fire Punch. Let me know how you feel about that. But, yeah, these guys, this race that lived on top of the red line, makes me think about a lot of videos that people made, because people say that the red line's artificial, but if it's artificial, then who are these people who live on top of there? And how long have they been there? Have they always been up there? Or did they move up there? Or has the red line always just kind of been there? Kind of thing. Interestingly enough, another interesting point is the people who currently live at the top of the red line are the Celestial Dragons, which makes me feel like we have great setup for some connection between King and the Celestial Dragons. I mean, just everything about King screams dragon itself. So, is King a dragon? I'm gonna hold that thought because this is not a fully developed thought, so I just thought about it right now. But you know the way that the people from the Sky Island are likened to angels, but they're kind of like human angels. Is King's race kind of like human dragons, in which they have very close similarities with dragons, talking about the fire, the look, and probably everything with it, but they're not actually dragons, which would relate to why the Celestial Dragons are now on top of the red line, why they have the hoof, and why these guys are extinct. And so are dragons. Nah, okay, that's just my last thought. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel. Everything down in the comment section below. Like this video if you like. Subscribe. All that good stuff, guys. Got a couple of videos I recorded gonna come out. Different topics, theories to just fun videos. So get ready for that. At least one every week. And thank you very much. I'll catch you in the next one.